Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Golem deck guide that achieved 12 wins, 1 loss in Grand Challenge. The 1 loss was really close as well. I will be showing replays versus Giant. I'll be showing replays versus Giant, Hog, and the spellbait rocket deck that's becoming really popular. So this is a deck that works very effectively on both ladder and Grand Challenges. Maybe even more so on ladder. Golem is really strong on ladder. You can build up and then, because all you need is one push. It's not a chip deck, obviously, it's beatdown. And I'll kind of show you guys how and when to play Golem. I think the biggest part with Golem is knowing when to play it. You don't want to play it early game unless you get like a massive elixir lead. So pretty much you always want to play a double elixir or when you have 2 pumps up. So let's get right into it. First off, we're going to start off with this spellbait deck. So let's fast forward a bit. Alright, so typically... I was a little bit impatient in this game, but typically, honestly, you just want to hold because you just want to hold and let them play first, and they play something in the back that's really good to pump in. I would say, honestly, you really don't ever want to play first just because your deck is good in double elixir. The more time they waste, the more time you wait, the more you're helping yourself. Because as soon as you get a double elixir, that's your time to shine with this deck. It's because really you can only lose early game. Like late game, you just spam stuff and you're very effective at doing damage. Golem almost always gets the tower with lightning. So yeah, so a really early game, you're just trying to pump up and you're trying to stall. Obviously now that he has rocket in rotation, he's gonna take out that pump. But it's okay because I've been able to. I got a little bit lucky that he didn't have rocket in first hand or that he didn't use it. But being able to keep pump up is really good. And so you kind of see, I'm kind of thinking whether I want to play Golem, but honestly, you just want to get that elixir lead. Like I already had an elixir lead, I'm playing stuff in the back, and unfortunately, I forgot this. I didn't realize this is a mirror rocket deck, so he actually got really good value, or he should have gotten a really good value off this executioner. And when your opponent wastes 6 elixir, you obviously want to punish them immediately. But I will say that if that rocket had hit, I would have been in trouble. And that's a mistake that I made and that you guys can learn from. So when you're playing this deck and they use 1 rocket, don't play anything else that can be rocketed until they use another card. When same with like, yeah. So pretty much it's just the lightning was very terrible, but I wanted to finish off the tower. Yeah. So when you see them use a rocket, don't play anything else that can be rocketed until they use at least 1 more card afterwards, because then they can't mirror rocket, of course. So, I got a ton of damage off of that. Oh, and here's a good counter with this deck. You can play guards on one side and then Ice Spirit the other goblin that isn't affected, and the goblin barrel will do 0 damage. At this point, I'm kind of okay with just letting him rocket in the middle. Obviously, I know I don't want to place it on the left side because then he'd get a free rocket on that side. So, I put down cannon, defend against the executioner, and the reason I logged there is because I wanted to get tower damage. I know at this point that I don't need another full-on push. All I need to do is defend and log him out. So I got 1 more log on the tower. And with rocket, I knew there was no way I was going to prevent him from taking tower. So at this point, I'm just trying to... Did I miss tower there on that lightning? Yeah, because the tower's so low, so the fire spirits actually took the lightning. But if he hadn't... I think he miscalculated that. He thought he'd be able to take the tower in time, but unfortunately he wasn't. If he had rocketed my tower, he would have been so far down in elixir, and I would have cycled the lightning, and I would have taken his tower anyway. That's why when your tower's that low against a rocket deck, you want to just start pushing opposite lane. That way they have to use rocket on nothing, and then you get such a big elixir lead that they can't defend your attack, and even if they do, they're going to lose like half their tower's HP. So that was very good for me. Next up we will do Hog. I will say Hog and this guy's Tornado, which is very strong against Golem. So Hog can be a very tough matchup, but it is a matchup you can win if you play it very well. So let's speed this up a bit. So I start the game off with pump once again. Don't follow my example too much on that. It's okay to start the game off with a pump, but you want them to play something in the back first. Or if they don't play something in the back and they just rush you, which people hardly ever do, you can defend first and then pump afterwards. But yeah, so the more time that's wasted early game, the better chance you have of winning. So it's definitely a virtue to be patient with this deck because it's late game to where it really shines. So at this point, I see that he has Tombstone, so I'm kind of assuming that it's on a rocket deck because most rocket decks don't run Tombstone. It's kind of a guess, but I also needed to start something in the back. Right here, I was trying to get Mega Minion as well, but I was just a little bit late on the lightning. Still, though, it wasn't terrible lightning. I didn't have a great hand. You don't want to waste your cannon when you don't know what their win condition is, and that pays off to be a good thing because it is a hog, and he ends up wasting log because he's trying to predict the counters. And my cannon gets really good value, takes out the hog for a positive elixir trade. So, now that I know his win condition is out of hand, I have no reason not to pump. And even though the pump does get lightning, it's still a positive 1 elixir trade because you gain 1 lightning, and he really doesn't gain anything because the lightning, I'm always going to put it on the weak side or on the strong tower so that I don't lose more health, and I'm not really losing anything by that being lightning. So it's a 1 positive elixir trade, so it's not like you should stop doing it because you know they have lightning. And also, if they have lightning being used on pump, they can't use it to stop your your cannon from taking out the hog. So my guards were a little bit bad there, but once again I put the elixir collector down, and his lightning here, he decides to go with on those 3. So that is a value lightning for him, but since his hog didn't get through, it's actually worth it for me. And it's worth it because I'm able to start up a push, and I'm vastly ahead of elixir now, and that's even with my elixir collector down. So I'm going to be gaining elixir, and I'm going to be gaining the edge from here on out. So what looks like a good lightning him actually gives me the edge in this game. And unfortunately, that lightning I should have used it on Mega Minion and Executioner. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think I was at 10 elixir, I just wanted to throw something down. Yeah, like, see how much damage could have been prevented if I would have just lightninged that and then logged the tombstone? Yeah. So that was a mistake by me, yeah. I should have used my lightning a little bit better, but that's okay. And I know that I'm able to take some damage here, so I don't throw down cannon. I know he has lightning, so I was scared. I'm able to get off a good lightning here, and that is able to be my push in. And I decided not to log here because the Golem Explosion will kill it. And really all I have to do is keep the pressure up, and the hog is never going to be able to be played, and all I need is just to get the golem to the tower. And in here, he tries to pull the golem out, but what he does is he actually pulls my Executioner into range, and Executioner will definitely finish the game off. I placed that cannon high. He didn't have the elixir to lightning anyway, and I just needed lightning, but that cannon should have been farther to the left side, that way he couldn't lightning both tower and the cannon. So that was a small mistake by me. The cannon came out a little bit late, but I played well enough to win that game, and this deck looks really good so far. Okay, so next up in the final match, we have Woody, not the Woody from Reddit Alpha, but the Woody from the clan Hong Kong. He was in the 12th win, so he was a good player. It would have been cool if it was the other Woody. But I also feel bad when I know people and I end up showing them in my videos. I actually played Marcel P when I first started testing out this deck, because I haven't played Golem in a really long time, since King's Cup really. And I played Golem versus him, and he had Hog Cycle, and it was a pretty skill matchup, and I just ended up losing by like 1 second. It was unfortunate, but he played very well. So he lightnings, but he only gets Elixir Collector. So, and another thing with this, once again, you need to be patient and wait, but I really wanted to get these matches through. I wanted to get this 12 wins, and I went 12-1, so I played well enough. So what you want to do here is, even though he seems to have gotten so much damage, it's okay. You don't want to overcommit. And once again, he just used that there, so I'm only down 3 elixir, but I have a pump on the field. So I'm virtually up 3 elixir, and then I'm going to be up 5 elixir if he doesn't use anything to counter the pump. And I don't think he will, because he wants to use lightning on offense. So here, all I have to do is defend effectively, and I'm going to be up so far in elixir. So right here, you'll see the, so he goes with a 5, 3, 8, a 13 elixir push, and I defend with 12, so that's another 1 elixir I gain, and I have a living Executioner on the field, and I took no damage. So, it's because you have the tower, so you typically gain elixir when you're defending, and that's good for me because I'm going to be able to turn this into a counter push, and I think I misclicked that pump. I probably should have played it in the middle. So yeah, that pump was a little bit odd, but it actually kind of ended up working out because he can't lightning both of those, and he can't lightning the weak side tower. This actually turns out to be somewhat of an advantage for me, and I'll be able to start out the golem now that double elixir is about to start. Usually you want to play your first golem right at double elixir, a little bit before or a little bit after. And the thing you want to do when you're playing Beatdown versus like Giant or Hog is you always want to push into the same lane because your Golem has more health and your push is almost always going to take out their push if you play it correctly and have the elixir lead like you should. See, look, his Giant never gets a tower, but my Golem is like sitting there blowing up and the Golemites. And then once you have this elixir lead, you're able to just continually go on offense and then just keep on pressing it down their throat until the game is over and you've taken their tower. So as you'll see here, I'll go for the lightning and that Golem will take out the tower. And now really all I need to do is to defend. And he doesn't have enough elixir to lightning. So all I'm doing here is I'm just cycling. My Ice Spirit was pretty bad. I thought the Mega Minion had locked on to the Ice Spirit, but to the guards, but it hadn't. So my defense wasn't perfect there, but I had enough of a lead and enough pressure to win the game by the time the time runs out. Of course, I was aware of the time, and I was able to pull that out. So to end it off, we will open the chest. And once I open the chest, I will play a live battle in a grand challenge. Let's see what we get there. One of which, Elite Barbs. Some gold for me. I have max commons for once. Oh, almost level 10 Hog Rider. That's nice. Yeah, Bomber. I don't like that so much. 50 Mega Minions. That's very solid. And last but not least, 6 Pekkas. It's kind of coming back in the meta. I don't hate that. So not bad. Not bad. Okay, so let's finish this off with a grand challenge. And let's hope we can win so I don't have to edit this out. Just kidding, I'm going to show it regardless. Alright, so like I said before, let's be patient. This guy recognizes me, he said, well, let me give him a good luck. And I will play Elixir Collector at the same time he plays Elixir Collector. Okay, I'm fine with this. Well played, well played. I like his style. Alright, so let's just wait it out. He goes for the lightning. We'll start Executioner in the back. Unfortunately, I don't have lightning for his pump, but that's okay. He is playing Giant. I'm okay with this. I should be able to win this matchup. Fortunately, I don't have something too great to start at the back. And it's pretty good lightning. Okay, we'll lure his cannon. He doesn't have lightning to take it out. Oh wow, Mega Minion gets through. Oh, I thought the Mega Minion was gonna go into the cannon. Mistakes were made, mistakes were made. Alright. I can still pull this back, I believe. I'm behind an elixir. I think regardless of what's... I think my lightning, just because it was, yeah, it's not like his where he's able to build up a push afterwards. I'm gonna have to start Golem. Yeah, that was unfortunate that he had lightning in rotation and I didn't. But we'll see if we can make the best of it anyway. I just need to get damage down. I'll have time to put one more Golem down. So it's okay that I don't support the Golem right now. Alright, this is fine. As the house is catching on fire. Memes, boys. Okay. Take out the Executioner and the Skeletons. We'll get the tower, but this is still looking pretty bad. Okay. He missed the cannon. This is good. This is good. Got tower damage. He waited this time. That's not good for me. I did lure to King Tower though. Ugh. I'm gonna have to go for it. I lose. Probably. Did he lightning here? I don't know, maybe. I win! I win! Yes! We did it! Yeah! I'll take it, I'll take it. That's what it's all about. Okay, that was sketchy, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.